I'd like to introduce you all to Nick, a self-proclaimed game developer who has amassed a following of almost 750,000 followers on TikTok, promoting his now released early access title called Greed of Man. When I say the name lives up to the reputation of the developer, I don't say that lightly. See, Greed of Man is a brand new role-playing game where you can live out your wildest fantasies. Become a criminal, manufacturing and selling narcotics while avoiding real players role-playing as police. See, the appeal of games like this is you can do whatever you want while being whoever you want. I've covered a lot of these games in the past: Identity, New Citizen, Raw, New Life. All of them have turned out to be massive scams ran by people who are role-playing as game developers in real life, but don't have the talent to back it up. Every single one of these games so far has resulted in thousands, if not millions of dollars in crowdfunding, ending up going nowhere with no real, tangible games to satisfy the massive number of people buying into them. But in order to talk about Greed of Man, we have to go back to the beginning of Nick's TikTok and game dev career. Nick first entered the TikTok space on September 14th, 2021. He was adding a car to his game called Tomorrow's Past, with the caption reading, "Yes, I'm developing my own game for Xbox, PS4, and PC." And what followed was a lot of TikTok showcasing Nick working on the game, showing off environment models, buildings, cars, character designs, all of which were clearly marketplace assets, but he was still amassing an audience of unsuspecting youth, posting TikToks for follower goals, and doing walkthroughs of the environments just like this.
The building is called Emerald Estates, and in Emerald Estates, you'll be able to buy apartments and garages. This lobby area is going to be very important as it is where new players will spawn. This is where a lot of players will be introduced to the game for the first time.
A user asks down below this TikTok when the release date for Tomorrow's Past is going to be, to which Nick replies, March. Keep in mind this was back in late 2021, meaning it was around 3 months away. Now, as you could have probably predicted, March came and went with no answers, just more development. As a lot of users were pointing out down below his TikToks, a solo developer creating a game that rivals GTA, as Nick was trying to imply, that's no easy feat. Something Nick finally admitted to on October 30th, 2022, with a 2-minute long TikTok detailing various challenges he ran into along the way.
I have some unfortunate news regarding the development of my game. About a year ago today, I started work on a huge project that was way out of scope of what I was capable of. I was planning to make a multiplayer game where you could own businesses and stuff with your friends. Basically, I was just trying to make a game that already existed, GTA Online. And this became a huge issue as of a couple weeks ago when I realized that my workflow was not going to finish this game in time. This game would take multiple years, if not tens of years, to complete if I continued doing this on my own. And when it would inevitably come out, it would still look like crap, like you see here. My game used to look amazing, and it looked incredible, and of course that was because I was just using a bunch of pre-made assets that I bought off the store. This is just a common case of a developer, such as myself, biting off more than he can chew. So I've decided that it's better for me to just pause development for the foreseeable future for Tomorrow's Past.
One thing I respect is when a developer can admit when they're in way over their head. Unfortunately, this is only the starting point for this story, as exactly 2 weeks later, on November 13th, Nick posted a new TikTok.
This is the Earth. Better yet, you can zoom into the Earth and you can see the different buildings, such as New York City. Now you might be thinking, well, I can do this on Google Maps, that's not that interesting. But this is actually inside a game engine, which means I can make a game out of this. What if I made a game where you start out in one little building, and then you build up your own army and you expand from building to building, taking more and more territory of the city? You could use specific buildings to do specific things, like you could make this building your armory, this building your storage, this building your headquarters. You could even set up some sort of dock so you can make boats for trade networks. Just imagine building your empire to the size of an entire country, and then being able to trade with other countries around the globe. And then imagine going to war with these other countries. You would be able to start the game wherever you want, even in the middle of the ocean. If you think this is a cool idea, let me know in the comments what you'd like to see in the game. And if you want to help me develop this game even further, you can subscribe to my Patreon to give me a little extra funding.
This is the inception point for World of Fate, a massive strategy game where you spend your time taking over real-life buildings and establishing your empire on a real-life map. The game would launch onto Steam's early access platform for $10, and as you can see from Nick himself, it didn't go as planned. That's 2 games down, one of which is on Steam, still in early access, and seemingly abandoned. But it doesn't stop there. January 2nd, 2023. The caption reads, "New game idea," mirroring the exact same type of post that Nick created when initially advertising World of Fate. Only this time, the game seemed a little familiar.
So yesterday, I told you guys about a game idea I had, where players actually created and ran the world with its own economy. And you guys really liked the idea. Now, of course, a lot of you are probably thinking, this game's way too hard for one person to make. But I think I'm up to it, as long as I get enough funding. Now, the way I'm going to do the funding is I'm going to use the revenue from my previous game, World of Fate, to fund this game. So if you want to support the project and speed up its development, make sure to go get a copy of World of Fate on Steam. And if you can't afford it, that's okay. Just make sure to follow and like.
A stark contrast to the statements made 2 months prior with Tomorrow's Past. Nick went from being in way over his head to making the exact same game he abandoned with a different, more accessible art style. And it was going to be free, or so Nick claimed on a bunch of different TikToks, while also including a link in his bio to his Patreon. This Patreon of Nick's is now making almost 3,000 USD a month. It reads, "I am currently developing a multiplayer game, Greed of Man. I have already released a number of mobile games and plan on making some interesting projects, and subscribing to his Patreon guarantees early access to his projects and such." And keep in mind, he has been taking money from people for video games since he was developing Tomorrow's Past, a game that was never even released because it was too ambitious. The last post on Nick's Patreon was on June 22nd. Beta is now closed. As we approach the planned Steam Early Access release of July 1st, I'll be closing the Patreon and will no longer be giving away beta keys. If you want to play the game, you will have to wait to purchase on Steam. At the moment of recording this video, the Patreon is still active. The game is finally released on Steam, and he's asking for $30, albeit on discount for 35% off. And the game is using just a metric shit ton of marketplace assets. There's a user on TikTok by the name of Evo Ferrer, I don't know how to pronounce it, but he's a game developer and he's been calling out Nick on just using and slapping together marketplace assets. And this guy has basically recreated what Nick has made.
Nick, this is following up on my most recent video. Within around 3 hours, I have created this game, which has your building system and is made with the same copied assets from the Unreal Marketplace. These assets are the same as you used in your game Greed of Man, and as you can tell from the game, although the building system is a little scuffed, the game took me a total of 3 hours. This just proves that your game Greed of Man is not worth the $30 you claim it is. This took me a total of 1 minute and 51 seconds to add some lights into the buildings. Was that really that difficult? Is this game really worth $30, or are you just wanting more money and you don't care about the community?
But I find it pretty crazy. We went from free to play to this. Is Nick playing?
I don't think so.
Yeah, dude, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning.
He's probably too busy blow drying his hair. Nicholas! Okay, interact Sally. He's got nothing. So what the fuck do you actually do? Wait, everyone's naked. How do you get like money or like get a job in this or, you know, get clothes?
There's like police officer. Like,
no, it runs great for me.
So
oh yeah, there's flickers all over the place on my screen.
Why is that?
Oh, because he's not a real game developer.
And then you could do like the drug stuff, but you need to get some money to do that first.
Can I get out of these fucking tighty whities?
Is there like illegal businesses like he said in his like video? Because there doesn't really seem there's much that you could do.
Yeah, it's because I don't think there is. Like, I'm pretty sure this is just an asset pack, like, thrown together, right?
Yeah, it
You also
is.
pay like $20 for this, right?
Oh, yeah, no, that's the illegal business. You know what I mean? I wonder if Nick even plays this game.
Probably not.
He's probably too busy making his next great idea.
So retarded.
Why you don't hear me?
Like,
Well,
I
I
get
don't
it.
know. Does your mic work? Excuse me, officer. The shadows are just fucking glitching.
F to close door.
It's about the only thing that fucking works in this game. Hey, where's the police station? Where can I go get a job? Like, I want to be a cop. All right, I'm following you. What are you doing at a hostage situation? Take cover and assess. Yeah. What should you do if a naked man runs across the road? Cite them for jaywalking. You're on duty. You happen to consume some drugs. What do you do? Yeah, easy. I failed the exam. All right, I passed the exam, and then what? Oh, then I change into my, okay. Thanks, bud. There's like jack shit to do. Yeah, this fucking sucks.
Where do you get the back?
Oh, are you a cop?
No.
Well, then you ain't getting the fucking backpack, kid. It's a cop backpack. It's for cops.
Is there like a non-cop backpack?
Fuck no, no backpacks in this. Only cops only. Wonder how far you can run. You don't own this vehicle. Yeah, but I'm a cop, though. What the hell? Whoa. What a limp-wristed fuckhead. Oh, I took damage. Jesus. All right, let's see how much of this map he actually built. I mean, when there's nothing else to do, you just gotta just run to the end of the map, right? Which I'm guessing is coming up here right away. You know, if this wasn't just a bunch of assets, I still wouldn't be fucking impressed because this is terrible. But you know, even so, it's trash. And look at this, just run right off the fucking thing. Yeah, for sure. So wait, so now we can actually get a gauge on how big the map is. I see a little house over there, but literally, it's like, it's just that little city. So now if I connect, am I gonna be falling? No, I'm not. Oh, wait. So it doesn't even, wait. Does it not even save your account? Oh no, legit, I'm not even a cop. Hey, do you know if Nick plays this game?
No, he's too busy blow drying his hair.
It doesn't even save us.
Are you serious?
Yeah, like I bet you if you left and came back to the server right now, you would not be wearing that fucking nice tie of yours.
Should I like refund this game?
I would, bro. $3 grand a month he's making on Patreon for this bullshit? Fuck off. Greed of Man may be an asset flip, but it's also the backstory to one of TikTok's rising stars. I strongly suggest anyone backing Nick on Patreon, stop. Nick has been taking your money and making asset flips that take no effort at all, and he's cashing in. Developers like this come and go all the time, but I've never seen a solo dev fool so many people into thinking that what he's making is anything more than nothing. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like on it and consider subscribing. My name is Big Fry, and I'll see you on the next one.
I started work on a huge project that was way out of scope of what I was capable of, and it looked incredible. And of course, that was because I was just using a bunch of pre-made assets that I bought off the store. This game would take multiple years, if not tens of years, to complete if I continued doing this on my own. And when it would inevitably come out, it would still look like crap, like you see here. My game used to look amazing, and it looked incredible, and of course that was because I was just using a bunch of pre-made assets that I bought off the store.
Now, of course, a lot of you are probably thinking, this game's way too hard for one person to make. But I think I'm up to it, as long as I get enough funding.